All right, we on now.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is the afternoon show with ATUN-RE. Daweed as our host. I don't know if Scott can call in now. We got to let everybody know we up and running. I don't know how we going to do it, but we going to do it. Okay.
Let's do it.
Hold on one second. Did he go up in there? He got the door closed. Okay. Okay, now listen, I got to find out where, hold on one second, ladies and gentlemen. I'm doing something also. Let's see if we can get anybody on the line, Daweed. You know what I mean?
Okay, we got a couple. We got 2 callers on the line so far. I'm about to keep promoting so I'm saying that everybody know we online now.
Okay. That's the laundry there. Well, he's over here then. Okay, we gotta wait. I gotta find him now. Here's what I'm gonna do. Let me get out our look on. What's that? Yeah, okay. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, we're experiencing temporary difficulties all over the place. Who all do we have on the line, Daweed? I got to get out the door. I can't get out your door. On this
702 number.
702 number?
Yes, sir.
Whoever's calling in from 702, can you state your name and where you're calling from?
My name is Reggie Watson. I'm calling from Las Vegas, Nevada.
Reggie, let me say this thing. Thank you for calling in, my brother. God bless you. It's a beautiful thing to hear a new voice on the line. I want to let everybody know in the listening audience that anytime you're doing something good, I don't care what it is, if it's going to be effective against the devil, you got to know that you are going to come up against a thing that we at the OSOICE call blockage. There is no other way around it. The truth of the matter is that it's that way every time, whether you like it or not. Because the devil's not going to pack up shop and just go home. You have to know that. You see? So anytime you're doing something good, the devil, what he does is he reinforces his efforts. Yo, hold on a minute. Listen. I'm trying to tell you. Go back. Come on, hold on. One second, ladies and gentlemen. I'm trying to listen. Hold on a minute. Please sit down. Sit down. Hey, listen. What I'm saying to everyone is I want you to know that this is something that has to be expected. Meaning, today we experienced the most blockage we have ever come up against in getting onto our show. For lack of a better way to put it, we called in, and continued to call in time and time again. And ultimately, Blog Talk was telling us that their system was down. I've never experienced this in all the years that we've used Blog Talk, which lets me know that what we're doing right now is extremely vital and important. So, again, my brother, let me just say this. I'm happy that you called in, and we'll do what we can to see to it that in future shows, we don't come up against the same thing. What we're going to have to do is just wait, because hold on one second, y'all. I don't know where the brother's at. You see?
Man, because the guy ain't fucking spotted me, man.
I know he spotted us, so we just got to come out of here. Just come out of here and we'll park over there and wait on dude, because I don't know where he is. I don't even know how to get in there. And again, I'm doing more than one thing at one time, ladies and gentlemen, so if you be patient with me, I'm going to be patient with you. Okay, Reggie, I'd like to ask you a question, bro. How were you introduced to our show?
I'm sorry?
How were you introduced to our show?
Daweed introduced me to the show.
That's a beautiful thing. And all the way in Las Vegas, the brother called you and asked you to call in?
Well, he sent me a text message about the show, and of course I called.
There you go. I'd like to ask you, have you ever heard any of our shows before?
This is the first time. I heard it yesterday and the day before yesterday. This week is the first time I've heard the show.
Well, let me just say this to you. Yesterday, I woke up, and the truth of the matter is that my spirit was agitated behind the fact that we have so many people who lay claim to loving my father. My father is locked up in the federal penitentiary in Florence, Colorado, Supermax at this moment. He's been in there since May 8th of 2002. Right. And we have a bunch of people, I'm talking about millions upon millions of people all over the globe that love my father, and without question, since the year 2007, somewhere around there. I came on the scene in 2003, and by 2007, people were quite informed about me and who it is I am, and the love sort of started to show itself the way it should. However, here today, the truth is that love is abundantly flowing our way. I'm talking about in places that we didn't even expect. The people in London right now are asking that they be given the opportunity to call in on Wednesday, because the only way we're able to allow those people to speak is through Messenger. However, what they've done is they're gathered together and they're putting their money together to be able to call in and pay for the call for 2 hours. Do you hear this? For 2 hours. Ain't that something? Right. So they're asking that I run this show 12 o'clock on Wednesday, because for some reason or another, that's a more appropriate time for them. I don't know if it's possible, but I'll be communicating back to the brothers and sisters in London if that's going to be possible or not. So it appears to be that Wednesday's show is going to be quite nice. I would like everybody to tune in on Wednesday, no doubt, because Wednesday people in London are going to be speaking and asking questions also. I'd like you to know that these are sacred days, and in the end there shall only be laughter. You see what I'm saying? So everybody has to prepare themselves in a particular type of way. And what do I mean by that? Everything that is occurring at the beginning of it, like, you have to admit, it starts by a spoken and or written word. You follow that? Yeah. John, the son of Zebedee, who wrote the book of St. John, in chapter 1, verse 1, said, in the beginning was the Word. And the Word was with God, and the Word was God. Many people have a hard time in understanding what John, the son of Zebedee, was saying. Well, let me just say this to you. I'm what you call a significant reincarnate, meaning that life spoken about in what you call your Bible, right? Of, where you read in terms of a being whose name was Jesus. You follow what I'm saying? The truth of the matter is, if I was standing right across the street from you right now and you said, hey, Jesus, 2,000 years ago, I would not have turned around. The reason being is because Jesus was not my name. You follow what I'm saying? My name was Yahshua. Now, if you want to know how the name Jesus came about, let me explain how that came about. Okay, what you have is in the Hebrew alphabet, there is no letter J. You don't have a letter that is equal to the English letter J in the Hebrew alphabet. However, in the science of alchemy, which many people who you all know not of, especially here today in your Masonic community, have small information in reference to the great science itself, which is the science of alchemy. Okay, are you with me? It's the very same science that enabled me, to change the molecules of water to wine. You follow me? And the truth of the matter is, if you know anything about Hebraic culture, you would know that, first off, at a marriage or wedding, only the bride and the groom can handle the food. And if you read in your scripture, you will see that it says that Jesus was at a wedding. So whose wedding was I at? You see, is what a lot of people don't take the time to even ask. You see, but the truth of the matter is I was at my very own wedding. Okay? And through the science of alchemy, I was enabled to move the molecules of water and turn it to wine. Okay? So because in science you have a periodical chart that consists of 99 plus 1 elements. Are you familiar with that? Like you have H1, H2, etc., etc. Are you familiar? Huh?
Yeah, the periodic table.
Exactly. Now, the thing is, our world, in this place that we now sit or stand, everything around you is based upon those elements in whatever combination that they make up whatever it is you now see as a physical reality, okay? Now, so again, this, what you all called miracles was no more, no less, listen, than the exercising of the science that is referred to in this day and time as alchemy. Now, let me explain. At first, it was called alchemy. Then it became known as anuchemy. Then it became known as, menchemy. And then Tahuti called it alchemy. You see? Alchemy. And there's three basic rules in the science of alchemy. One, that which is not must be presented first, in order for that which is to exist and be legitimized. So if you're in search of hot, you must first present what? Cold. Okay, are you with me?
Right.
Okay, now, and the second rule is anything that stands in representation of a thing is indeed a thing. And the third rule is the smallest things carry the most power. Okay? Now, here today, people will say, well, okay, how did, if Jesus was not his name, this man is telling us right now that he is our Messiah from 2,000 years ago, and without question, I am, because that life belonged to me. You follow what I'm saying? And the way I know is because I've had memory restored, meaning total recall to a thing called monoatomic minerals. Have you ever heard of monoatomic minerals?
Don't think I have heard of monoatomic.
Okay, well, let me explain. If you go to a website that is called zptech.net, 0 Point Technology, right? You can read up on what monoatomics are. Just go to their science page and you'll start to figure it what? Out. Okay, are you with me so far? Now, on my birthday, first off, my birthday is March 18th, and I was born in this life in the year of 1961. Okay, are you with me so far?
Right.
Now watch. On my birthday, when I was 33 years old, in the year, what year was that? I believe it was I can't recall the year now. But what I will say is that my father's era, who is ATUN-RE, ran from the year 1970 all the way to the year 2000. I'm on the phone. What? One second, I'm doing the show.
Okay, can I send it to you?
Yeah, no doubt.
People I don't know.
It's okay. Now, so like I was saying, from the year 2000 forward, see, that's why the year 2000 was such a significant year. Like if you remember back to the year 2000, you remember that they was frightened about this thing called Y2K. You see what I'm saying? And what was that all about? It was about the entire system shutting down, and then we in this society, yes, there's a restroom in there. We in this society would have been moving back to the Stone Ages. And that's the truth. You see what I'm saying? Because you wouldn't have had electrical appliances that was working in your home, the lights that govern your streets, like stop lights, that cause all of the traffic to run smoothly. All of that wouldn't have been working. A whole lot of things that we take for granted in today's society, by virtue of their system shutting down, would have been removed. Now, but they also knew that was the era. Listen, because my father was given from the year 1970 to the year 2000 to do what it was that he had to do. Okay, and it speaks to that in your book of Revelations where it says, then the Lamb of the Most High would be given the space of a half hour. That half hour represents, listen, from the year 1970 to the year 2000. Now, meanwhile, my father was called the man of the hour, but he was only given a half an hour, okay? Now, I am the man of the second part of the hour because I and my father am one. So you're talking about a time period in between the year 2000 and the year 2030. Okay, are you with me so far?
Right.
Now, so in the consumption of the monoatomic minerals, which I took, I believe it was in first off, it was in, I believe it was it was in the year 2002. My father went to prison on May 8th of 2002. I got out of prison on July 11th of 2002. Now, while in prison, I had the pleasure of sitting with yet 3 or 4 other masters beside my father, which was, listen, one of the being the very last master that I sat with on, to bring me back to memory, so to speak, was my Uncle BB. Now, the truth of the matter is I walked the yard with this man for 3 years. I was introduced to him by a very good friend of mine who at that time was named Steve Richter. This being was born on 7/7/70. The guy that I'm talking about, whose name is Steve Richter. Now watch. He was a flamenco guitarist. He spoke several different languages. He spoke Japanese, fluent German, fluent Castilian Spanish, and fluent English. Languages that he himself taught himself. Okay? Now, flamenco, I don't know if you know anything about flamenco guitaring, but flamenco guitaring is the hardest form of guitaring there is. The reason being is because you have to use every one of your fingers. You follow me? Now, him and I used to write music together, and without question, he came to me one day and he said, listen, I have a Native American Indian friend who plays guitar also, who I would like you to meet. He said that, say today, and say a week from now, all of a sudden I get a call from, like in other words, they tell me to come to the chaplain's office. I'm in prison. It scared me because I know the only time they call you to the chaplain's office is when somebody has died. You follow me? And I didn't know or couldn't possibly imagine who in my family had passed away. So I'm walking to the chaplain's office worried about what this chaplain is about to tell me. Now, on my mother's side, my great-grandmother had 15 children. Listen, 7 boys and 8 girls. I mean, 8 boys and 7 girls. Now, and in this, one of my aunts was named Bibi. And my Aunt Bibi at that time was on in years. She might have been about 74, 75, and she had passed. And the chaplain was making me aware. Are you with me so far?
Right.
Now, after going to the chaplain's office, at which time he had informed me my Aunt Bibi had died, I'm walking back to the unit. I get back to the unit, and my friend Steve Richter, the one that was born on 7/7/70, he then turned to me and said, you remember the Native American Indian cat I was talking about that played this car? I said, yes, I'd like you to. He said, I'd like you to meet him. He said, Bibi, this is Mark. Mark, this is Bibi. And I went to shake the hand of this being, and I looked into his eyes, and I saw unadulterated divine love. And I was stuck. Him and I both, for about, say, 2 minutes, just looking at each other, shaking each other's hand. You follow?
Yeah.
Now, at which time, listen to this. I then said to him, do you mind if I call you Uncle BB? Because my Aunt BB had just died. Okay, are you understanding me?
Yes.
And I found it phenomenal that on the very day that I was being informed that my Aunt Bibi had died, I was being introduced to a person not 5 minutes later whose name was Bibi also. Okay, are you with me?
Yes.
Now, I walked the yard with him for 3 years. Watch this. At no time until maybe about 6 months before I was about to be released did he open up and share with me jewels that were phenomenal. Like, in other words, he would hear me teach. Like, I would teach in the yard, and over 200 people would come to the center of the yard to hear me speak. I'm talking about Crips, Bloods, Norteños, Soreños, and the police would bring their Bibles and their Qur'ans, and they would sit and listen to me speak. Maybe about 200 in number every other day. Okay, are you with me?
Yeah.
And I would look in the distance, and my Uncle Bibi was standing there, and he would never have not one word to say. Now, mind you, I didn't even know he was my uncle at this time. Listen to me. He would stand in the distance, and after I would teach, he would just nod his head and walk away. Well, time went on, and I was about to get out. At that time, I might have been about 30 days to the door. I was writing a book called To Know Thyself, which was 850 pages long. And in writing the book, I was in rewrite, coming quickly, to the point of finished copy. You follow me? And he came to my desk. Like, I would ask him all the time to read some of what I was writing because it was phenomenal. It was like the pen was moving on its own. You see, because the information wasn't coming from me, it was coming what? Through me. Okay, are you with me?
Yeah.
Right, now watch. So he said, I don't need to read it. I said, why? He said, because I already know what's in it. And when he said that, he walked away. And I walked behind him. I said, wait a minute, what are you saying? He said, on page number 3, it reads da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. On page 52, it reads ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. Listen, on page 73, it reads da-da-da-da. And this book is 850 pages long. He started quoting what I had written on the pages verbatimly, word for word. And I said, wow, how do you know what I have written? He said, because we are Zedekite priests of the highest order who enjoy the mind meld. That's why your father, being first amongst us, is called Melchizedek. You follow me?
Yes.
My father's name is Malachi Z. York. Are you understanding that?
I understand. Yeah.
And the Z stands for Zedek. If you take the name, listen, Malachi, and put it alongside the word Zedek, you will get Melchizedek. You follow what I'm trying to say?
Yep.
Okay, now, so when you say Melchizedek, you're talking about a Zedekite priest of the highest order who enjoys the mind meld. And the mind meld is not like telepathic communication. Telepathic communication can be interrupted, disrupted, and corrupted. You see? But the mind meld cannot be penetrated, meaning my father's thoughts and my thoughts are one. Okay, are you understanding that?
I understand that.
Now, meanwhile, my uncle also enjoys the mind what? Meld. So as my father was telling me what to write, my uncle, listen, was hearing it in his head also, verbatimly, each page. And he has total recall. Okay, are you understanding what I'm saying?
Yes, I understand.
Where the being had a photostatic memory, he can look at a page, listen, close the book, and tell you everything that was on the page that he just looked at. Look at it for about a second, close the book, and tell you everything that was on the page. Okay? Now, at this time, I didn't have any idea as to who it is I am. Keep in mind, I was still in prison. My memory had not been totally restored. Okay? But I was experiencing some phenomenal things. Now, watch this. I get out of prison. Watch this. And my father writes me. And he says, I'm especially happy. He said, I'm happy to know that you sat with those other masters. I am exceptionally happy to know that you sat with my Native American Indian brother. I said, wait a minute. You two were brothers the whole time? Do you mean to tell me this being was my real uncle? And my father wrote back and said, yes. I said, wait a minute. And then I wrote my uncle. I said, you mean to tell me I walked the yard with you for 3 years? Listen now, calling you Uncle BB, and you are my real uncle? I said, how come you didn't tell me? You want to know what he said to me? He said, you never asked. He said, but it was right in front of your face the whole time. BB, Baba, same thing. Because in the ancient language, the E and the A is interchangeable. Now, we call my father Baba. Okay, are you understanding me?
Yes.
So if you take the A and remove it and put an E there, what do you get?
BB.
BB. And it was right in my face the whole time, but I just did not see it. Okay? Now, meanwhile, I started this conversation out by telling you, if 2,000 years ago, I was standing, say, a block away from you, and you said, hey, Jesus, I would not have turned around. The reason I said that is because 2,000 years ago, I was speaking Hebrew, and there is no letter J in the Hebrew alphabet. My name was Yahshua, okay? Are you understanding me? Yahshua ibn Miriam. Yahshua ibn Miriam, son of Mary. Okay, are you understanding me? Because a long time ago, your mother's name or your father's name would become your last name. You follow what I'm saying? Your first name would be your first name, and you would be, like your name is Reggie. What is your mother's name?
Eileen.
What is your mother's name in this life, huh?
Her name is Eileen.
Eileen?
My mother's name is Eileen.
Eileen, okay. Now, so you would be Reggie, son of Eileen. Okay, are you understanding me? That would be your name. Okay?
Okay.
Now, so your father's name or your mother's name would be your last name. You follow what I'm trying to say?
I sure do.
That's how things was done in that time period. Okay? Now, so my name is Yahshua ibn Bar Miriam, son of Mary. You follow me? Now watch. The way the name Jesus came about is because what you have here is a group of extraterrestrials, listen, who is referred to as Ashtar Command. Listen now, who have an entire embassy in the mountains of Redding, California, who are blonde-haired and blue-eyed beings. Are you with me? They're the same beings that approached Hitler in the year 1945, which, by the way, is the same year that in your sky, listen, you had a comet that showed itself burning green that was called Comet Bennett. It was not a comet. You follow what I'm saying? But your scientists wrote it off to be a comet because it looked like one. But it was not, I repeat, a comet. Because when have you ever seen fire burn green in your sky? You follow that? Mm-hmm. That was the craft that was bringing my father here from ATUN in the year 1945, which is the year of his birth. Okay? It was the same year that these extraterrestrials approached Hitler, giving him the formula to a thing called methamphetamine. Okay, are you with me?
Right.
Now, and the thing is, this formula was stolen. First of all, it wasn't created by Ashtar Command. And Ashtar Command having blonde hair and blue eyes, listen now, the truth of the matter is that they having blonde hair and blue eyes became Hitler's gods, which is why Hitler wanted to create a race of beings, listen now, who had blonde hair and blue eyes. And everyone knows this to be a historical fact because he was extremely upset during the Olympics in which Jesse Owens, you see, blew their, mighty whitey out the water. Okay, are you with me?
I am.
Now, so, again, the question would become, why would Hitler, having brown hair, brown eyes, want to create a race of beings having blonde hair and blue eyes? I'll tell you why. Because he was approached by Ashtar Command. Ashtar Command is the same one who gave you ashes to ashes and dust to dust. They're the same ones who have you walking around with ashes on your forehead on Ash Wednesday. Okay, are you understanding me?
Yeah.
And the truth of the matter is, these beings, listen, are hybrids, meaning they can't procreate their what? Cells. Okay, are you understanding?
Mm-hmm.
And the truth of the matter is, everyone knows that there's a war in heaven. That Michael and his angels fought against the dragon and his angels. That old serpent called the devil, and that him and his angelic beings were cast down to a planet called what? Earth, right?
Earth. Right. Yes.
Well, what planet are we standing on?
Earth.
Earth, right? Now, let me ask you a question. Is this not a three-dimensional world? Meaning everything around you, is it not three-dimensional?
Right. Yes.
Yes or no?
Yes.
So, while in the human body vessel, all who are listening to me, including myself, are governed by the number 3. I'll prove it. Try to think of something that isn't a person, isn't a place, and isn't a thing. You will bust your brain.
Isn't a place.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Excuse me?
Yeah. I understand.
Because you can't think outside of person, place, or thing. In fact, your entire physical existence is based on 3 categories. Ready? What?
Yeah.
1, person, place, or thing. 2, solid, liquid, gas. 3, past, present, future. That defines and redefines your entire physical existence. Okay, are you with me? So in a 3-dimensional world, always know that there will always be 3 things that govern everything around you. Okay? Not 2 things. Dualities are not realities in a 3-dimensional world. Are you understanding me?
Mm-hmm.
See, so the number 2 can never do what the number 3 was sent here and affords you in this day and time. You follow me? Now, the truth of the matter is, you have numerology as a science, but there's a thing called ATUN numerology that takes the name of the Most High and puts it out what? Front. See, because numbers follow you everywhere you go. Your telephone number, your address, your birth date, etc., you know. You follow?
Yeah.
Now, but however, we all know that the number of the devil is the number 6. Why is the number 6 the number of the devil? Let me tell you why. Because it is the number of imperfection. It falls short by 1 of the number of perfection, which is the number 7. Are you with me?
Yes.
Okay, so now we've established that. Meanwhile, nobody takes into consideration that when you open your Bible here today, do you have a Bible? Huh?
Not here, not this moment. I don't.
You don't have a Bible? Does anybody have a Bible? Dawid, do you have a Bible?
I don't have mine either right now, but I can see if somebody in the listening audience have one.
Okay, well, let me just say this, right? Nobody takes into consideration.
Explain to him, please.
That listen, that your book of Genesis is written in a third-person narrative. What's the difference between a third-person narrative, listen, and a first-person narrative? Can somebody tell me?
The person who's speaking.
Huh?
In first person, you're speaking directly.
Right,
You're talking
and in
about
third person,
And in third person, you're talking indirectly. You're talking about somebody else.
Right. So what we're talking about here is that in first-person narrative, a first-person narrative is where the writer is saying, and I did this and I did that, correct?
Right.
Okay, and a third-person narrative is where the writer is saying, and he did this or she did that or they did that, correct?
Right.
Right.
Meaning it has a narrator. You follow me? And if people took the time to find out who the narrator of your story of the book of Genesis is, it would blow their wigs off. Now, let me explain how you find out who the narrator was. Are you with me? Ready?
Mm-hmm.
See, because it says, in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. Genesis chapter 1, verse 1, correct? But then Genesis chapter 1, verse 2 reads, and darkness was upon the face of the deep. And the Spirit of God moved across the face of the waters. Are you with me?
Yes.
Now, the question is, where were you in order to be able to see that? Because you have to keep in mind that's somebody else talking about God. That's not God talking about his what? Self. Okay? So again, where were you as a narrator to be able to see the Spirit of God move across the face of the waters?
Mm-hmm.
You want to know where you were? Because first off, this planet is 3/4 what? Water, correct? Now, and it says that it warned heaven and Michael and his angels fought against the dragon and his angels, that old serpent called the what? Devil, correct? And that him and his angels were cast down to a planet called Earth. So what that means is 3 out of every 4 times, where did these demons end up? In the
Earth. Water. In the water.
You follow me? So in order to see the Spirit of God move across the face of the waters, you would have had to be in the water.
In the water.
What? Up. Okay? So who narrated your book of, your story in the book of Genesis? Who was the narrator? It wasn't God talking about his what? Self. Listen, it's quite simple to see. And people might not like me for telling the truth, but that's what I'm here to what? Do. Okay? Because I told you many years ago, seek for the truth and you will what? Find it. And the truth will what?
Set you
not
free.
Set you. I didn't say set you. I said make you free.
Oh.
The truth will make you free. You follow? Now,
yes.
The truth is, in order for there to be a necessity to be made free, that means some sort of bondage would have to be in place, correct?
Right.
No one ever took the time to say free from what? Okay, you understand what I'm telling you?
Mm-hmm.
And it's real easy to find out free from what. You know how you answer that question? If truth is the element that, frees you, and freedom is the opposite of bondage, all you have to do is ask yourself, what is the opposite of truth? And you will find out what is binding you. What is the opposite of truth? A lie.
A lie.
You understand?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I am here now, to break the cross. Because first they hit you with an alchemical plan called the cross. Then they hit you with a thing called the the double cross. Then they hit you with a thing called the crisscross and turned everything backwards and made you jump. And now they're hitting you with a thing called the cold twist, where they took the circle of all life and twisted it and made it look like the sideways number 8. Saying that is the symbol of infinity, correct?
Correct.
And then they went one step further. They said it is the biorhythm of all life, which looks like a sideways number 8. Bullshit. See, because in that twist, that cold twist, in the center of it, there's nothing but resistance. And resistance is futile, and it will never be fertile. And that's what your war is being fought over. Fertility. That nobody until me could explain to you why the bunny rabbit at Easter. And what does a bunny rabbit have to do with the resurrection of a Messiah? And why did the eggs have to be colored? And what does the word Easter mean? Easter Astar. Easter Astar. Hear it?
Uh-huh.
Because you all are not fighting, listen, one army. In a three-dimensional world, if I say, watch, Lucifer and his angelic beings fighting against Michael and his angelic beings, how many factions is that? How many? You can count? Two. And I just told you a duality is not a reality in a three-dimensional world. Know this, that there will always be two things that you will see and one thing you will not. Remember that, because it can make the difference between life and what?
Death.
Death. Meaning you will see the solid, correct?
Uh-huh.
You will see the liquid, correct?
Correct. But you won't see the gas.
But you will not see the gas. And don't fool yourself. They will gas you up with high octane if indeed you let them, meaning telling you just about anything to gain your confidence. Because to the devil, a lie becomes as good as the truth if he gets someone to believe it. You follow me? But a lie is never as good as the truth. You want to know why a lie is never as good as the truth? Because it will not cause the genetic explosion inside of you. Because when the truth is told, you can feel it. And everyone in the listening audience knows that I am telling, watch this, the truth. So help me God. How and why? Because my Father is God. And I am his only not begotten son, but only forgotten son, because I'm the son that nobody knew that he had. You follow me?
Yes.
And on that note, let me tell you what they did. I'm stupid. They never intended. When I said I'll be back, them motherfuckers thought I was playing. You see what I'm saying? When I wasn't playing at what? All. First off, what they did was to take the letter Lam in Hebrew, which is pronounced Lamet, which is equivalent to the English letter L. And then they took, like in Arabic, it is called the letter Lam, which looks like the letter J, only it doesn't have a top. You follow me? And they took that letter Lam, watch now, and they blocked it. Because their intention was to block the Lamb of the Most High. Are you understanding me?
Yes.
This is how and why we receive blockage right here today. Listen on Blog Talk Radio. Because they know indeed I am he. They know who's speaking across this line. You think they don't? Because why do you think, listen, they go out their way to see to it that our show is late, our show doesn't go through, we have all these technical difficulties, one thing right after another, again and again and again. Why? Because of the letter J that they created by taking the letter Lam and blocking it. And because they were called, see, we're not fighting one army, we're fighting two. In a three-dimensional world. You see, like they say in your scriptures, now the man has become like one of us. He knows good and evil, right?
Yeah.
Yes or no? Ain't that what it reads?
Yes. Yes.
It says he knows good and what? Evil, correct?
Evil. Yes.
Well, how many things is good and evil? Good is one. Two. Evil is what?
Evil is two.
Another, right?
Two.
So, again, you got a duality that is not a reality, because it should not have read that way. Because the truth of the matter is, what stands in between light and darkness? What stands in between good and evil? What stands in between God and the devil is far worse than what the devil could ever be. You follow me? If I say hot, you say what? Cold, right? What about warm? Now that's real easy to get to for the intellectual mind to reach to and find a resting place by which it can know for certain that it has told the truth. And all three things are accounted for. Because if I say hot, you say cold. What about warm? And keep in mind, warm sits in between hot and what? Cold, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if I say, what sits in between God and the devil? What sits in between good and evil? What sits in between light and darkness? Now it becomes a horse of a different color. Want to know why? Because that's not easily figured, what? Out. And you want to know what sits in between those three things and why those three things? Because they knew that those were the three things that we as people of color would pay the most attention to. Light and darkness, good and evil, listen, and God and the devil. So they took the things that they knew that we would pay the very most attention to as a people now, and they took the center of each one of those things out. Listen now, and what sits in between the three of those things is the same thing in each slot. That's where you get their Trinity from. An unholy what? Trinity. Because what sits in between light and darkness, what sits in between good and evil, what sits in between God and the devil is far worse than the devil could ever be. And you want to know what sits in all three of those slots, my brother?
What?
The confused. What sits in between light and darkness? The confused. What sits in between good and evil? The confused. What sits in between God and the devil? The confused. Now tell the truth and shame the devil. And to the devil I say, get behind me, Satan, because your days are now up and what? Over.
Over.
There is no longer a time for people to not embrace me. You all have to come to where it is. Listen, I am first mentally. You have to understand that indeed, when you say confusion, right, in the debate you have pros and what? Cons. The pros stand for the issue, and the cons stand what? Against the issue, correct?
Correct.
So when I say confusion, I'm saying I stand against fusion, the coming together. You see? And the confused is not about unity. The confused is about separatism. It's about all of us as a people standing what? Apart. Not what? Together. And let me tell you all right now, either you all learn to live for, with, and by each other, or at a later time you'll be wishing that you listened to me. Because it's only through for, with, and by each other that you all will survive what is about to occur to this planet. Okay, are you understanding?
I am.
And there is no one else that can give you this level of information. We are now in the last 15 minutes of the hour, meaning we have 15 years what?
Left.
Left, not even 15, 13 actually, because I'm the 13th elder who sits on the seat of council, whose name is Quaterson. And yes, I am your angel Gabriel, but yes, also I am your Abel. Because I'll say to you very quickly, I'm able, are you? Meaning I'm going to do the best that I can do. And guess what? I'm going to get it done, too. Why? Because I'm able, meaning I'm qualified. Because either you are able or you are a cane. And a cane is a staff that a disabled person will use to get them from point A to point B. We who are your elders call it an excuse. That's why I got on the phone yesterday, on the radio yesterday, so upset the way I was. Because all you have is a bunch of, listen, Negroes, beings who still need to grow, sitting around running their mouths, listen, and sitting with their hands under their butts, not doing nothing, talking about they love, listen, my father, but they can't stand me. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, I know you can't stand me. Why? Because I'm pulling it. First off, listen, a being had the ability to pull the covers off of the things I do that I don't want nobody else to know, I be trying to get away from that motherfucker also. with the quickness. And I'll be trying to tell everybody, don't listen to what? Him. So I understand why they don't like me. It was never intended for them to like me. Did they like anybody that was sent by the Most High to make a difference? Yes or no? They didn't like nobody that was sent by the Most High to make a difference. So if they liked me, I would think that I was doing something wrong. I stand in good company when they don't like my ass, because I'm going to give them plenty of reason not to like what? Me. Because growth is not promoted through a state of comfort. Growth is promoted through a state of discomfort. I'm going to be telling them Negroes all about themselves every chance I get.
Yeah.
And whoever don't like it can kiss my, listen, 3 times on Sunday, and on Monday come back for more. Because that's the job that I'm here to do. And damn it, I'm here to get it done. And no one, I repeat, no one can lay claim to that on that level. Not in this day and time. If indeed you think there's somebody else, I invite you to go try and find them. And when you come back, the one thing I won't tell you, see, I told you, but I will look at you like you wasn't a fool, but you was a damn fool for leaving in the first place. You see?
Yep.
Because everybody listening to me, they know. You think they don't? I've only been talking to you for a very short while, haven't I, my brother? I'm talking about the brother in Las Vegas. Yes or no?
Yes. Yes.
And deep down inside of yourself, you have what you call a discerning spirit, which is a small voice that tells you if indeed somebody's lying to you or not. Correct?
Correct.
What is your discerning spirit telling you? Is it telling you I'm a fraud?
No, it is not.
You see what I'm saying,
It's
bro?
telling me you are the truth.
I'm saying, do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I see.
And if it's telling this brother that, I want everybody in the listening audience to know. If indeed it's telling this brother that, he stands in representation of thousands, if not millions more, who can listen to me just for how long and figure it what?
How?
Don't need no more confirmation, because I'm not here to con you. I had motherfuckers, let me tell you something, professors from Princeton, Harvard, and Yale get on the net and say ATUN-RE is a con artist. I got down, sat down in front of the terminal, right? I put my fingers to the keypad. I said, wait a minute. What they'll say? You said ATUN-RE is a con artist? They said yes. I said, well, okay. In the debate, you have pros and cons, correct? They said yes. I say the cons stand for the issue, and the pros stand for the issue, and the cons stand against it, correct? They said yes. I said, so let me get this straight. Are you saying that I, ATUN-RE, that my artistry stands against everything nature so dictates? If indeed that is true, listen, then what you are calling me is a liar, correct? And they said yes. I said, well, if indeed I'm a liar, then that means a lie of this magnitude can be told. Why? Because I would have been the one to tell it according to you. Correct? They said yes. I said, well, let me see any of you produce the likeness thereof. I said that way back in 2007, and no one has stood up to date, which should tell you that I'm telling the truth, because can't nobody lie like that.
Mm-hmm.
You follow me?
I sure do.
Because if I'm lying, damn it, and I made all this shit up, listen, as intricately as this information is put together, it cross-references itself. And I do this without trying hard. My wife will tell you I have taught class in my sleep. You follow me? Wake up, do the show. Check this out. With slobber still on my face, finish doing the show, and hang up and snort. You see?
Yes.
Beings on this planet, let me tell y'all something, that I don't care what you say, it's the way nature planned it, are not ready. But the truth of the matter is I have many things to tell you. And a long time ago, I told you it is expedient that I leave you because you cannot bear them yet. But this time, damn it, you're going to bear this. Because I ain't going what? Nowhere.
Nowhere.
And whether you like it or not, you're going to have to figure out, listen, who it is that's talking to you on this phone. And in this, you're going to have to do something, which is called humble what out. Because I don't have to answer any of you all's questions. I answer them only because I love you. You understand what I'm saying?
I love you too.
God is anything or anybody, listen, God is anything or anybody who is in control. And if indeed, to show you that I am indeed God's son and I and my Father am one, all I have to do when anybody asks me a question is say, no, I'm not going to answer you. Which will show you who's in control right there, wouldn't it?
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? And then you will be left to listen, not the better because of it, because the one thing you will not know is if indeed I truly had the what? Answer or not.
Mm-hmm.
You see?
Right.
But I got to, man, the stuff that I've told you all over the last 7 years is nothing. If you think that I have nothing left to tell you, you better think what?
Again?
Because, let me tell you something. The only reason I shut up, listen to me, was to see what you all will do with what it is I have already told you before I tell you anything ready more. Now, the name Jesus. First, the letter J came from the letter Lamed and was blocked, creating the letter J, and then as our command took the A that they put at the end of everything, moving it from its masculine tense to its feminine tense, because Eric becomes Erica, Tony becomes Tanya, and so on and so forth, because they are the ones who created homosexuality. How do you know? Because they knew that which is not must be presented first. If indeed they were after fertility, they had to come up with the most unfertile act ever known, you see what I'm saying, on the planet. And I don't give a damn. Two flowers can brush up against each other. But it is unnatural for two bees to sting each other in the ass.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Now, anybody who has a problem with that, speak now, forever hold your peace, because at the end of the day, all that motherfucking matters is what I'm saying right what? Now. Because can you bring back yesterday, yes or no?
No.
So yesterday is gone forever. There is no yes in yesterday. All there is no. Can you bring it back? No. Did you get it done? No. Do you even know it really occurred? It could have been a dream for all you know. So it should have never been called yesterday. Why? Because there is no yes in yesterday. There's only no. And the next question becomes, does tomorrow ever come? How would you answer that? No. You want to know why? Because the minute it gets here, it's called today. So tomorrow's in a constant state of coming by which it never arrives. So stay in the now, y'all. Because the now is the only time that what? Counts. Because it's the time that everything is occurring in. And the now is a gift to you. Want to know how you know? Because it's called the present. It's wrapped up in a nice, neat little bow, like in Boaz, and that which is above and that which is below. And you Freemasons out there, y'all know what I'm talking about with your Boaz self.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm tired of going through it, huh? Okay. Hey, I've been looking for you. I need to talk to you. Arco? And all I'm saying to you, is that the time is now. Not now, right now. Because time ran out a long time ago. And don't you know that time is money, which is why don't nobody got none. You follow me? You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
And don't get me wrong, if it don't make sense, damn it ain't going to make dollars. And how in the world you going to take $1 billion program that I give you all freely and not do absolutely nothing with it? You mean to tell me because of the bickering between two women, the Save the Children World Movement has yet to rise and become a reality? That's not a shame. That's a damn what? Shame.
Shame.
And meanwhile, you got some cat, Naya Sahu. I don't give a damn about that nigga.
Oh, okay.
Naya Sabu, check this out, is up in Canada running his mouth about secured partyism. And I told you all a long time ago that what boils out of the, listen, that we get had under two words, fun and party. I'm about to leave you again if you don't be quiet. And what I'm saying to you while I'm doing my Father's work, don't bother me. And I'm saying it very clearly to any and every woman on the planet. If indeed you can't overstand it, then go somewhere. Do whatever you're going to do with yourselves, but get it away from what? Me. I'm not getting it because I paid for this phone, not you. And yeah, this is what we going through. Everybody and their mama, listen, want to sit back and point fingers, right? About what somebody is, doing, when indeed the question becomes, what are you doing? When are you going to stand up and shut up and admit to yourself that you don't know which way to ready go? Because if indeed you knew which way to go, then you wouldn't need no Messiah to tell you. Shit. Truth is truth, whether you like it or what. Not. You see, everybody want to lay claim to know what to do. You got all these people talking, right? Polite, him and his political ass, thinking that don't nobody know that he's a homosexual. Getting kicked in the ass on the down low. Yeah, that's right, I said it. Me, that's who. You see? Pretending like he's somebody. Why? Because he got the support of my father's brother, Obar. Listen, Keena and them. Zakina don't even have a job. How's she driving a Range Rover? Because they robbing my father blind. And I'm tired of hearing it, seeing it, and being anywhere near it without saying nothing about it. So, yeah, I'm going to scream on that shit. Every chance I what? Get. And if they don't like it, they can kiss my... On Sunday or on Monday, come back for more. Because I'm not a punk and I can fight. You understand what I'm saying? I might be little, but I can fight. You feel me?
Yep.
And I wish one of them dog-ass niggas would come at me. They better come what? Right. You feel me? Because the truth of the matter is, let me tell y'all something. Y'all should be surrounded around me saying to yourselves, no, ain't nobody taking this little brother's life. You follow me? Because don't y'all see, if I die in this, all this information dies with me. And what does that mean? Listen, in reference to y'all. They use y'all for food. They lock you up in a concentration camp and concentrate their efforts on devouring you as a people. Because you don't know what to do to fight their asses, I'm telling you. And that's the truth. So anybody got any questions? No, let me finish telling you. What they did was to take the J, they put the A behind it, producing the word Jah, correct? And then they took their most high deity, whose name was what? Zeus, and placed it behind the J and the A, giving birth to the word Jesus, which gave birth to the name what? Jesus. Okay, you understand? And if you take any picture of the Greek god Zeus, and put it alongside, the picture of that chump, the blonde-haired, blue-eyed hippie with the diaper on your grandmother's wall who's laying claim to be me. You see what I'm saying? You'll start to figure it out, that being Zeus and the being you see are one and the same being. Okay? Now, anybody got any questions and want to refute that? My job, go ahead. What's your question? Y'all got a caller? Come on. Let's talk about it.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
10 minutes left, Rob.
Come on, any callers on the line, let them through.
Can you hear me? Listen, hello?
Yeah,
hello?
I can hear you.
I can hear you.
How you doing? My name is Nine. I just want to give
how
out
you
thanks.
doing, my brother? What's your name? Huh?
My name is Nine Under. I'm down here in Atlanta, Georgia. Just want to give thanks and I just want gratitude for you to give me these videos. I heard about you for the first time last year from Brother Bodie on YouTube. Brother Bodie touched me in a way only Pops has. I was like, whoa, that's a deep brother. Then I heard you speak. He recommended you, and I heard you speak, and you made me cry twice. I was like, whoa, he heavy. So then I was looking on YouTube for more of your videos, and fast forward, I found your Instagram, and lo and behold, we're here now. So I'm glad to be reconnected back to you, and it's blessings. I do appreciate what you're doing.
Well, let me say something to you, my brother. Hold tight to the hem of my God, and never let go. Because I'm going to get you there, baby, bro, and I'm not going to let you go. Nowhere but right on up to the tip top. You feel me?
Thank you. Yes, sir.
Thank you, bro. Thank you. And listen, well, I mean that. Hold tight to the hem of my God. You ain't going to be hard to find me, the little brother. Believe that. Listen, you can call me any day, any time of night. I don't give a fuck if it's 5 o'clock in the morning. I want my people to know that I am accessible to them. You follow me?
Yes.
And so what I'm saying by that, if you want to call me personally, get on the phone, call Daweed. They give the Daweed number. Daweed, you give them people my number, and they can call me whenever they want to.
Well,
I'm not going to hide myself from you.
But I do have one question I can ask. The non-planet being introduced last year, I want to know. I know how I correlate Nibiru and everything because it was first introduced in the New York Times. So the non-planet came out last year. In the year 2016 equals 9. So I want you to kind of elaborate on the non-planet and then bringing it out.
Well,
and telling
what you're talking about is a thing that NASA is charting. It's called, listen, they're calling it Rilo 7. They're saying it's a big meteorite headed towards the planet Earth. It's not a meteorite. It is the ship Nibiru that is bringing Anu right here.
Nice.
You see? And we have to, create a particular type of matrix that Anu will be, feel at home at. Meaning everything has got to be made new. If it's broke, damn it, throw it away. If it's old, paint it and make it new. Because there will be a new planet. A new heaven and a new earth, because the old earth and the old heaven would have faded away. And this is not going to happen on its own, niggas. We got to take this bull by the horn and sling it across the floor. You got to get up and come help me. Help you. You all, I don't know about nobody else. If somebody, a long time ago, with me not knowing who I am, if somebody came to me and said, yo, Jesus was over there, damn it, I'm going to get there to find out.
That's 100. Yeah.
You follow? And I'm going to walk with that man, sup with that man. If this is the being that I've been waiting on for 2,000 years, you goddamn right. I'm going to be right there on his side, day and night. Especially once I know that indeed it is he. So what is the whole world waiting on? You'll know where I am. I'm not running. I'm not hiding. I don't got a damn thing to hide. Get your asses up and bring it the way I am. And then we can start to get some things what? Done. Or at least, if you can't get here in person, send your support because we need every dime. You follow? And I ain't too proud to beg. You see, the beggar's bowl is a noble thing. Because ask and you shall what? Receive. Seek and you shall what? Find. And knock and the door will be open, damn it, right? So without question, I send out to everyone right here now, please, for God's sake, send every dime you what? Can. Because the truth of the matter is, listen, these monies are going towards what needs to be done. First off, if nothing else, to save my ass. Because these motherfuckers, the same way they was trying to crucify me then, they trying to crucify me right fucking what? Now. You follow? Well, I don't give a damn. I'm thinking, my name is the Gingerbread Man. You feel me? And I don't give a damn. If you, first off, this family might have to move me and tuck me did slaves. Yeah, the underground what? Railroad. Before they railroad you out your Messiah, and next thing you know, you all are sitting on that dinner table. Figure it out. Because you can give it this, or you can give it what?
That.
Okay, and it's not hard to see. Please. And nigga want to say he, me. You done lost your motherfucking mind at the tune, I will kick your ass. And you see what I'm saying? How am I going to lay claim to be a man, please? Another confused motherfucker that ain't doing nothing but mislead my people. I don't give a damn about what the fuck you say to me, nigga, but if you mislead one of mine, nigga, I'm coming for you. And we gonna rumble. And let me tell you something, your arms are too short to box with God, fool. I might be a little motherfucker, but I will fuck your kneecaps up. And that's the God's truth. Whether anybody like it or what not. I got a job to do, and let me tell you something, I intend to get it done. Ain't no fronting on that. That's the real deal, Holy Spirit. Feel me on that. Yo, make sure I got that can and the pillow. If that nigga rode anywhere with my shit, he must want to die in a real sort of kind of way. And I'm doing it. I'm almost finished with the show. It's all good. You feel me? And I ain't got that. I want to light one of these motherfuckers up. 15,000 votes. And straighten their asses up real quick. And trust me. The motherfuckers, one of these motherfucking demons come on me. I wish they would.
You got about 3 minutes left.
Okay, with that, everybody, I'd like to say to the listening audience, my name is ATUN-RE, and I love you. I don't care where you are and what they say. My love is real.
Love you too.
And without question, that's my name. Huh?
Love you too.
Love you too.
Okay, family, listen. Love you, homie. Hey, listen. Tomorrow's another day, but it'll never get here. But if indeed we are so blessed, y'all better bet I'm going to be here right on Blog Talk Radio waiting on you. To the best of my ability. Get there, be there, and get that. So box it,
I'll be there.
it, and put it out there. My name is ATUN-RE. Hotep.
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 Yeah, listen.
Kawasaki has stood for good times since the beginning. Join in on the action with a great deal on a new Kawasaki during the Good Times sales event happening now. Save up to $2,500 on select vehicles, plus get great finance offers. Kawasaki, let the good times roll. Restrictions may apply, subject to change without notice. Offer available on approved purchases of select new unregistered Kawasaki vehicles. Offer valid for a limited time only.
Start your good times at Freedom Power Sports McDonough to save on a new Kawasaki.
Kawasaki has stood for good times since the beginning. Join in on the action with a great deal on a new Kawasaki during the Good Times sales event happening now. Save up to $2,500 on select vehicles, plus get great finance offers. Kawasaki, let the good times roll. Restrictions may apply, subject to change without notice. Offer available on approved purchases of select new unregistered Kawasaki vehicles. Offer valid for a limited time only.
Start your good times at Freedom Power Sports McDonough to save on a new Kawasaki.